Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another Genshin Impact video, and today we're going to be looking at the new event. I say new, it's been out for about 2 days now, but the Battlefront Misty Dungeon event. So I'll be covering all the domains here as they come out, and today we're going to be looking at the Plunging Trial. We're going to do a quick showcase, explanation of what you're doing. This first video will be explaining what the actual event is, but I'll also be explaining, what you can get and all that stuff. So let's get into it. Okay, so here's what we can get. Just by completing it, you get 70 Primo Gems. That's a lot of Primo Gems just for completing it. In total, you can get 70, 140, 120. You can get a lot of Primo Gems just for doing it. All of them, just completing them once. You don't have to do anything special. If you just complete it, you get a lot of Primo Gems. It's 7 times 6. I don't quite know that maths, kind of dumb, but yeah, that's that. On top of that, by just doing a few extra challenges, you can get 4 level up books. Here is Wit. You can get a few guide talent level ups. You can get a lot of money, and you can get some Mystic enhancement ore. So the rewards are quite good. Like, they're not the worst, not the best. I'm satisfied with the rewards. You get quite a lot of primos, and just this other stuff is all obviously a bonus. The difficulty of the challenges per trial varies. Something like completing this one right here, activating all the mechanisms, which we'll get into when I actually start the run, is quite easy. But then if you're not very observative, pardon me, this one could be quite hard if you get hit by traps a lot, or this one, if you're not the fastest player, this one could take you a bit to get, because you need more than 6 minutes, which is quite easy to do if I'm honest. But this is infinitely repeatable, so if you fail once, just retry it. But without further ado, let's get into the character setup for the Plunging Trial. Okay, so character setup. For the Plunging Trial, as the name incentivizes, plunging damage deals 120% increased damage, and each opponent hit when a plunging attack, that is, will increase the attack of all characters in the party by 6% for 30 seconds, a maximum of 60%. So plunging just increases your damage exponentially, and in general does more damage. Now, personally, I use Kaching for all of them, just because she's a character that I know well and I know how to use. I use Barbara as my healer. I can't quite drag her there, so I'll put her at the end. So Barbara is my healer. For this one, you can run Albedo because of his elevator. I will run him just because why not? I use Jinyan because I know how to use her, and Barbara because she's the healer. The composition really varies up to how you like to play and if you know the characters and how to use them. Mona's probably a pretty good one. I just don't know how to use her. And if you know how to use the other characters, go for it. But for my Plunging Trial in this one, I'm using this team. You can use whatever you want. But without further ado, let's get into the run. Okay, so when you get into the run, you're going to be prompted with this screen of, when you first get into the Plunging Trial, it'll give you a tutorial of what you have to do. So pretty much you have to go around the whole arena, mainly collecting these or defeating monsters around these red pillars. Once you defeat the monsters around the red pillars, you're going to open up the final challenge, that's what it's called, the final challenge. You go down in the hole and you kill a bunch of enemies down there. Along the way, you'll find certain upgrade pillars like these ones. Each one does something different. So the yellow one revives all your teammates and heals them up to full. The red one gives you a damage boost. The blue wings give you a speed boost. And the clock here gives you about 300 seconds, I think it is, of time. Definitely, if you want to get one of the challenges complete, you have to get all of them in the area. But in general, they're just really easy to do, and might as well get the bus, right? Makes it faster, makes it easier, everyone's happy, and you continue on with ease. And as you go throughout the whole domain, the Misty Dungeon, whatever you want to call it, you'll encounter these are the traps. When you get close to these, they'll shoot out different elemental attacks at you, so you kind of want to steer clear of these. I'm pretty sure they're destroyable, but I'm not too sure on that part. But you can just stay away from them. The monsters will come to you. You don't really have to go near these if you don't want to. Without further ado, let's get into the run. So you start off here. You can have a look at what your characters are running if you want, but normally you don't really need to or have to. And so the enemy difficulty is kind of really not that hard, you know. You jump up at plunge attacks. For the plunging trial, plunging attack is going to be your like main damage source. So it's quite easy. You get the job done, and you know, overall, it's just an easy kind of time here.
Cut to the chase.
Feel this ancient power.
And so we completed one of the red pillars, so you see there the beam connects to there. For the plunging trial, you can really just go in a circle. There's no real optimal route. You just want to avoid the beams, you know, and do whatever you need to do, really. You want to get to these red ones as fast as possible, I guess. There's no real method or pathing that I'd recommend. There's nothing really that kind of specific or, you know, optimal. I wouldn't say at least. You know, just do whatever you're comfortable with. If you need to practice the domains a few times, that's probably a good idea. But, you know, if you want to follow the route that I'm doing, it's quite a good route. I get everything done in one go, and it all works out in the end. But that's another one of the red beams done, so we're pushing onwards. You can pick up these little small orbs here. They give you a movement speed buff, and, you know, just helpful, I guess. This is the time trial, so here I'll get about 300 seconds worth of time after killing everything here.
Come into being. Witness my great undertaking.
And some of these zones can be, or some of the monsters in these certain rooms can be kind of annoying, so having 2 healers here is a bit annoying. But nothing too difficult. You won't really encounter anything worthy of complaining or really just struggling. So you get about 300 seconds, so I'm up to 17.5 minutes to complete this. Quite a lot of time. So not really complaining on my time. And yeah, honestly, it's overall easy. You know, not really to complain. It kind of feels like free Prima gems here and there, but you know, depends on what you're into.
Nowhere to hide.
Come into big moments of birth.
With sword comes shadow. Don't blink.
And that's another room done. That was the last red pillar. But if you're looking to get all the challenges done, there's no problem in coming this way, picking up this speed pillar here. This will, because to complete one of the challenges is to activate all the challenge pillars, and you pretty much, like, I think there's only 5 spawn in total,
Nowhere to hide.
or something like that, maybe 6 spawn in total. So you need to collect and defeat a majority of them. So might as well just collect all of them, because it'll just prove beneficial, really.
Burst forth. Feel this ancient power.
In a bit of a pickle here, really. And that's another one. There should be another one just around the corner here, and that's the final one, really. Yep, it's right here, another speed. Might as well collect it because I don't know if I've gotten 5.
Come into
Cut to the chase. Feel the beat.
witness my great undertaking.
And that should be all of it. So now, after you've completed all 3 red beams of light, so once you can't see any more red beams of light and you have a marker here, you come to the marker and you can initiate the final challenge. Do be careful when you jump down to avoid fall damage in any way, because you can actually, it even tells you. And then you start the final challenge, and you've got this, pretty much you just do the same thing as before. You kill a bunch of enemies, and then you're done. So we'll just do that now.
Nowhere to hide. Power sword. Shred your dead.
Moments of birth.
Incoming. Yeah.
I was trying to get the plunging kills there, but it just took too long.
Live. Feel the ancient power.
But this one here, I'd say, is a bit annoying just because you get these two guys here, which can be quite frustrating from time to time. The Electrosurf and Mage can be a bit of a nuisance here and there.
Nowhere to hide.
But if you just kind of keep on pressing buttons and button mashing, you'll get through it eventually.
Come into being.
Don't blink. Power core.
Burst forth.
Cut to the chase.
Moments of birth.
Speed of light.
A little bit of a heal here, running low on health.
Come into being.
Don't blink. With sword comes shadow.
Feel this ancient power. Live.
Feel the beat.
And there we have the Plunging Trial. It's quite an easy one, not too difficult. Nothing really that stands out. No difficult mobs apart from the end. There we have a Fatui Agent and a Certain Mage, but it's not really anything too difficult. You'll notice that I didn't really use that many plunging attacks because the difference in plunging attack damage and normal attack damage, and the ratio of effort to, or the ratio of effort required, it's no big difference really. So you don't really have to use the plunging attacks. And you'll also notice I did that pretty casually, wasn't really trying, and most of my challenges are probably done here. 4 out of 5 challenges are done. If you wanted to get the last one, you just have to defeat 8 opponents with the plunging attacks. But overall, very easy, very self-explanatory. You just go in. You can, if you don't get this done in one go, obviously go in, try it again. You have infinite attempts at this, and you have quite a decent selection of characters to choose from in terms of how you want to approach it. But that's been the plunging trial, I believe, the plunging trial from the Battlefront Misty Dungeon event. I'll have the other trials up throughout the next few days, showcasing what they're about, showcasing their affixes and what characters I use for those. I won't be doing a kind of a showcase of how and what you get from the things and how I go about it, because the basis of the actual event, because I've already covered that in this one. But I will be showing how I do those specific ones and what characters I use, so stay tuned for those. But if you did enjoy the video, like and subscribe. If you have any tips, or if you want to just spread or say what you've done, or share what how you've completed these trials, leave a comment. I'm keen to see and hear what people are doing. I would probably, Mona's probably pretty good, but I just don't use her. I don't really know how. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you got to the end, muchly appreciated. Much love to all of you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.